These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, Megan Thompson tracking those top stories right now from ABC15 Arizona. And ABC15 is following up on Phoenix police policy after that scathing DOJ report from last June. The department unveiling new guidelines Tuesday on what officers should do if and when they have to use force. Phoenix police say the policy expands on what they already had on the books after years of community feedback. The policy adds more definitions and tightens rules surrounding when things should be used. Officers are also now required to provide an in-depth report every time any type of force is used.
I do believe that they're moving in the right direction. Are they finished? No, but we are happy with the results.
However, the Phoenix Sergeant and Lieutenant Association saying the language leads to more questions.
It now inserts terminology that is subjective, and the problem with that is that our officers need clear direction. Reform is always necessary, and we agree with it. It's just it has to be done right.
And as Phoenix Police search for a new chief, they are looking for your input. You can find a link to that survey on ABC15.com. ABC15 is here for you, and later today you can get answers to your landlord-tenant questions all for free. The Let ABC15 Know team is partnering with the State Bar of Arizona and Community Legal Services, bringing you free legal advice. Tonight, attorneys will be in our studio answering your questions about landlord-tenant issues, including a big question impacting Arizonans. What happens if your AC stops working?
Right away, as soon as that HVAC unit has a problem, they need to send what's called a 5-day notice and there's a statute 1361, but it's the 5-day notice that basically says, hey landlord, this is a health safety issue. I need the HVAC repair within 5 days. If not, I have the right to terminate the lease. And that will hopefully prompt that landlord to take quick action to get that done.
So get your questions ready. Phone lines will be open tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. All month long, we're partnering with Earnhardt Auto Centers and the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Valley for the Second Chance Sports Gear Drive. And as you're about to see, one woman's personal experience as a kid at the Boys and Girls Club led her to give back in a big way. Here's ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey.
For Coach Juarez, her motivation to volunteer at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Valley was simple.
My daughter, as a parent, and seeing her want the coach of her dreams, I said, you know what, I might as well step in and be, as a parent, coaching her.
It might be her first season coaching flag football, but Juarez isn't new to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Valley.
It was a place where you could go ahead and escape after school and play, but you also get to learn about yourself as a student.
It's also where she honed her skills as a young athlete.
One of the biggest advantages that Boys and Girls Club gave me is learning sports and making sure that I am physically, mentally, and emotionally ready to play sports.
Now, Juarez is helping future athletes to learn and grow.
What motivates me to go coach young athletes is being the coach that I always wanted as a kid. I want them to fall in love with the sport versus hating it.
As she continues to grow as a coach, Juarez hopes her own journey inspires her team, especially her daughter.
It's a really good way to go ahead and share my experience with her. And I have also talked to her and I told her, when you're older, I hope you're able to go ahead and coach as well. Keep it going. Be always positive with your day and your surroundings, and you will see how life is as a parent and as a coach.
Craig Fooey, ABC 15 Arizona.
With your most accurate forecast, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. Another warm day is on tap here in the valley and across the state, too. Starting off with temperatures this morning in the mid-50s, climbing to the lower 70s at midday, even though we're anticipating partly cloudy skies. And highs today eventually reaching 80 degrees, which is nearly 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. Even with the high cloud cover, the UV index will be getting higher and higher as that sun angle gets higher and higher over the state. So Burn time only 45 minutes at midday here in the valley. Your forecast for the rest of the state showing those highs in the 50s from Flagstaff to Heber and Show Low, 60s there in Payson, Prescott, and Sedona, with 70s and 80s elsewhere across the lower deserts. Your 7-day forecast showing those temperatures in the valley right around 80 through at least Saturday, and warmer still by Sunday and early next week, close to 90 in fact by Tuesday. Flagstaff, we're in the 50s today and tomorrow, a little dip on Friday with highs in the 40s. Lows still below freezing though, but by Sunday and early next week, we are back in the 60s.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or you can download that free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.